All right, everybody, welcome to another deep dive. This time we're tackling housekeeping supervisors. We've got a whole stack of RoleCatcher resources to help us unpack this role. So get ready to go beyond just, tidying up and really understand what it takes to lead a team and create amazing guest experiences.
Exactly. It's about so much more than just cleaning. We're talking leadership management, crafting a truly top-notch guest experience. It's like orchestrating this whole symphony of clean, comfortable, welcoming spaces.
Okay, I love that.
Ew.
So let's jump right in. Imagine we're sitting in that interview hot seat. What are some of those questions that are almost guaranteed to come up? And how can those RoleCatcher insights help us totally ace them?
Well, one of the first ones you're likely to hear is, tell us about your previous experience in housekeeping. It seems pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah, I mean, you just tell them where you've worked before.
Right? Well, yeah, but here's the thing. Don't just rattle off a list. Instead, use RoleCatcher's AI to really break down the job description, and then you can focus on the experiences that really align with what they're looking for.
Oh, so it's all about tailoring our answer to that specific role, not just a generic overview.
Exactly. For example, let's say you spent a summer cleaning yachts, which is awesome.
So that's pretty cool.
Right. But if you're applying for a hotel housekeeping supervisor position, you want to highlight those experiences that showcase your hotel-specific skills. Makes sense.
Totally. And RoleCatcher's AI can even help us pinpoint the exact keywords to use.
Exactly. It's like having a personalized cheat sheet for your interview.
I love it. Okay, so we've nailed that first question. What comes next?
Be ready for this one. What strategies do you use to ensure the housekeeping team meets their daily goals? Now, they're not just looking for a list of tasks here. They want to see your leadership and organizational skills shine through.
Okay, so how do we show them we're not just a cleaner, we're a leader?
Think back to specific examples from your past experiences. Did you implement a color-coded system for room assignments? Or maybe a reward program that boosted team morale and productivity? Give them concrete examples that paint a vivid picture of your leadership style.
And I'm guessing RoleCatcher's Career Guide has some great real-world examples we can pull from.
Absolutely. They highlight a supervisor who noticed a dip in room cleanliness scores and proactively implemented a peer-to-peer quality check system. It really boosted scores and team accountability.
Okay, so we're not just reacting to problems. We're proactively finding solutions. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Now, I bet interviewers also want to know how we handle those tricky situations, like conflicts within the team.
Oh, you bet. They might ask something like, how do you handle conflicts or issues with team members? So be prepared.
All right, everyone, deep breaths. It's conflict resolution time. What's the best way to approach this question?
The key is to demonstrate that you're a fair and level-headed leader. You want to highlight your communication skills and your ability to mediate disputes. RoleCatcher's Career Guide emphasizes active listening, acknowledging each team member's perspective, and then finding a solution that benefits everyone.
So no sweeping things under the rug or playing favorites.
Definitely not. You need to show them you can address conflicts head-on while maintaining a respectful and positive work environment.
Okay, conflict resolved. Now let's talk about safety. It's so critical in any housekeeping role. So how do we answer the question? How do you ensure that the housekeeping team follows safety protocols and procedures?
Here's where you really demonstrate your unwavering commitment to safety. Don't just say you follow the rules. Go deeper. Explain how you actively create a safety-first culture.
Okay, so what kind of things can we highlight here?
Think regular safety training, clear communication of protocols, providing the proper protective equipment, conducting routine safety checks, going above and beyond basic compliance to really create that safe environment.
Okay, so it's about taking ownership, not just checking boxes.
Got it.
Now, what about quality? How do you ensure that the housekeeping department meets quality standards?
Attention to detail is definitely crucial, but it's more than that. You need to showcase your system for setting clear standards, training your team, implementing regular inspections and feedback mechanisms.
So we're not just cleaning, we're building a whole system that guarantees consistent quality.
Precisely. And RoleCatcher's AI can actually help us with this. It can analyze those quality standards from top hospitality companies so we have a good understanding of those best practices.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, data and systems check. Now, what about those times when a team member isn't quite meeting those standards? How do you handle performance issues or underperforming team members question? The one that makes everyone nervous.
Don't panic. It's actually a great opportunity to showcase your coaching and development skills. Explain your approach to identifying those performance gaps, providing constructive feedback, and creating a clear plan for improvement.
So it's more about guidance and support than punishment.
Exactly. And to mention any mentoring programs or additional training opportunities you've implemented in the past, RoleCatcher's Career Guide actually has a whole section on building individual development plans, which can be incredibly helpful.
It really sounds like we're not just managing tasks, we're managing people and helping them grow. Now let's face it, in the world of housekeeping, guest complaints are inevitable. How do we prepare for the world? Can you describe a time when you had to handle a difficult guest complaint question?
This is your chance to shine. You're demonstrating exceptional customer service, even under pressure.
Okay, so what are the interviewers really looking for here?
They want to see how you listen attentively, empathize with the guest situation, and take swift action to resolve the issue. Share a specific example, but remember, it's not about placing blame. Focus on the steps you took to make things right.
So even if the guest was being totally unreasonable, we need to stay professional and solution-oriented.
Absolutely. Remember, RoleCatcher's AI tool can help you here. It analyzes common guest complaint scenarios and helps you craft those responses that showcase your problem-solving skills.
That's a lifesaver. All right, so we've handled the tough guest. Now let's talk efficiency. How do you ensure that the housekeeping department is productive and efficient?
This is all about showcasing your ability to streamline processes and optimize workflows. Think about times you've analyzed existing procedures, identified areas for improvement, and implemented changes that boosted productivity.
For example, maybe I reorganized cleaning schedules to minimize downtime or implemented a new system for managing inventory.
Exactly. Those are great examples. You can also talk about how you delegate tasks, effectively utilize technology to boost efficiency, or motivate your team to work smarter, not harder.
Okay, so embracing technology is key. Now, change is a constant, especially in hospitality. How do we tackle Can you describe a time when you had to implement a major change in the housekeeping department? Question.
Here's where you showcase your ability to lead through change. Think about a time you introduced a new cleaning product, implemented a new training program, or had to adapt to a sudden shift in guest preferences.
So it's not just about making the change. It's about how we manage that change and bring our team along with us.
You got it. Highlight your communication skills, your empathy, your problem-solving abilities. RoleCatcher's Career Guide really emphasizes the importance of clearly explaining the rationale behind the change, addressing concerns, and providing the support to ensure a smooth transition.
Okay, so we're being a leader who inspires confidence and navigates change effectively.
Awesome.
Now, before we wrap up this interview prep session, let's tackle one final question. It often trips people up. How do you prioritize and manage your daily tasks as a housekeeping supervisor?
Yes. This one's all about organization and time management.
For sure. So should we talk about specific tools or systems we use, so like to-do lists or calendars?
Absolutely. And mention any project management software you're familiar with. RoleCatcher's AI can actually analyze your skill set and suggest tools that align with your strengths and the job requirements.
Wow, that's so cool. It's like having a personalized tech toolkit.
Right. And remember, you're not just a task manager, you're a leader. Highlight your ability to delegate, effectively anticipate challenges, and adapt to changing priorities. Because in housekeeping, things rarely go exactly according to plan.
That's the truth. So we've covered a lot of ground here. We've tackled those tough interview questions, explored real-world examples from RoleCatcher's Career Guide, and seen how their AI can help us tailor our answers and choose the right tools.
We have, and this is just the beginning. There's so much more to explore in the world of housekeeping supervisors.
Well, on that note, we're going to take a quick break and come back with even more insights in part 2 of this deep dive.
Welcome back. So I hope you're feeling pumped and ready to really crush that housekeeping supervisor interview.
I know, I am. We've covered so much on those interview questions.
Yeah.
But what happens after we land the job? Where can this role actually take us in the long run?
That's a fantastic question. And it's something that RoleCatcher's Career Guide actually dives into beautifully. This role, it's not a dead end. It's really a launching pad for a fulfilling career in hospitality.
Okay, so where could we see ourselves in 5-10 years? What does that trajectory actually look like?
Well, a pretty natural progression is from housekeeping supervisor to assistant housekeeping manager, then on to housekeeping manager, and potentially even director of housekeeping for like a larger hotel or resort.
Wow. Director of housekeeping. Now that sounds impressive. So what kind of skills would we need to develop to reach that level?
It's really a combination of leadership, in-depth knowledge of cleaning procedures, quality control expertise, and a strong grasp of all those behind-the-scenes operations in a housekeeping department.
So everything we've been talking about, but on a much grander scale.
Exactly. And remember all those technological advancements we touched on. The higher you climb, the more important it becomes to leverage technology effectively, like
Right.
using those AI-powered room allocation systems or smart inventory management, even predictive maintenance tools.
It's so interesting how technology is changing everything. So we're not just managing people, we're managing systems and data as well.
Exactly. And RoleCatcher's career guide actually highlights the specific skills needed at each level. For instance, a housekeeping manager often needs strong budget management skills, something you might not need as much as a supervisor.
That makes sense. It's not just about climbing the ladder. It's about gaining new skills and broadening our expertise along the way.
Absolutely. And speaking of expertise, RoleCatcher provides these fascinating real-world career profiles. They actually chart the entire journey of a housekeeping supervisor, starting from entry-level positions like a housekeeping assistant.
Okay, so break those down. What does a typical housekeeping assistant do?
Think of it as the foundation of housekeeping. They're assisting the team maintaining cleanliness in guest rooms and public areas, cleaning bathrooms, restocking supplies. It's all about hands-on learning and building those essential skills.
So attention to detail, a strong work ethic, and a commitment to cleanliness are really key at this stage.
You got it. And the example profile that RoleCatcher provides really stresses the importance of being a team player and having a positive attitude, even when the tasks are repetitive or demanding.
So true. It's about taking pride in even the smallest details and contributing to the overall guest experience. So where do we go from there?
The next step is often the housekeeping attendant. They take on more responsibility focusing on individual tasks, like cleaning guest rooms, making beds, replenishing amenities, and directly responding to guest requests.
So they're interacting more with guests and taking on more ownership of those individual spaces.
Exactly. And the example profile for this stage highlights the importance of having strong time management skills, being able to anticipate guest needs, and creating that welcoming and comfortable atmosphere.
Sounds like a fantastic stepping stone to developing those all-important guest service skills. Now we finally arrive at the housekeeping supervisor level. What does RoleCatcher's profile say about this stage?
It paints a picture of someone with a proven track record of managing housekeeping operations, ensuring top-notch cleanliness, and consistently exceeding guest expectations.
So they've mastered those core skills and are ready to step up and lead a team.
Exactly. This profile really emphasizes those leadership abilities, training and supervising staff, impeccable organizational skills, and a genuine passion for delivering exceptional service. It's not just about cleaning anymore. It's about inspiring and motivating a team to achieve those high standards.
Okay, so we've got the leadership skills down. What about that next level up, the housekeeping manager? What kind of responsibilities do they handle?
Now we're talking big picture thinking. The housekeeping manager oversees all housekeeping operations, develops those cleaning protocols, manages budgets, leads recruitment and training, and collaborates with all those other departments.
Wow, they're basically running the whole show.
Yeah.
What kind of person does RoleCatcher envision in this role?
They highlight someone with a history of successfully leading and managing teams to achieve those outstanding results, a sharp focus on efficiency and cost savings, and exceptional communication and interpersonal skills.
So it's a strategic role that requires not only cleaning expertise, but also financial savvy leadership and the ability to build relationships across departments.
Exactly. And something that really stood out to me in this profile was the mention of certifications in facility management and environmental sustainability. These are becoming increasingly valuable in the industry.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's not just about clean anymore. It's about clean and green.
Precisely. Sustainability is huge in hospitality now, and housekeeping managers really need to be at the forefront of implementing eco-friendly practices.
That's a great point. It seems like continuous learning is so crucial in this field just to stay ahead of the curve. What are some ways a housekeeping supervisor can keep growing and developing their skills?
Well, RoleCatcher has some excellent suggestions. They recommend taking advantage of those training programs offered by hotels, pursuing online courses or certifications, attending industry events and conferences, and networking with other professionals.
Right, because networking can open so many doors and expose us to new ideas and opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't underestimate the power of showcasing your accomplishments. RoleCatcher suggests creating a portfolio of those successful initiatives or improvements you've implemented. It's a tangible way to demonstrate your impact and value.
That's a fantastic tip. Now, we've talked a lot about traditional learning methods, But do you think AI tools could play a role in career growth for housekeeping supervisors?
I think they absolutely could. Imagine using AI to analyze industry trends,
Mm.
identify skills gaps in your profile, or even get personalized recommendations for relevant courses or certifications.
Wow, that's amazing. It's like having a personal career coach powered by AI.
Exactly. The possibilities are truly endless when you consider how AI can empower us to take control of our careers and reach our full potential.
I'm feeling so inspired. So we've mapped out these incredible career paths, but what about the day-to-day reality of actually being a housekeeping supervisor? What are some of the challenges and rewards someone might encounter in this role?
That's a great question, and it's something we'll delve into next time. We'll explore the unique demands and joys of this role and leave you with some final thoughts and takeaways to empower you on your housekeeping supervisor journey.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into the world of housekeeping supervisors. We've talked about acing those interviews and charted those exciting career paths, but now I think it's time to get real.
Yeah.
Talk about what it's really like to be a housekeeping supervisor day in and day out.
Absolutely. I agree. We've painted a pretty inspiring picture so far, but let's be honest, every job has its challenges and its rewards. And being a housekeeping supervisor is no different.
So let's ditch those rose-colored glasses. What are some of the not-so-glamorous aspects of this role that, someone should really be prepared for?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is the fast-paced nature of the work. You're constantly on the move, juggling multiple priorities, and often dealing with those unexpected situations that pop up.
So it's not for those who like to, take it easy.
Right. You need stamina, both physical and mental, to really thrive in this environment. And remember, you're dealing with people constantly, both guests and team members, which means you're going to encounter a wide range of personalities. And sometimes, conflicts are going to arise.
That's true. So strong conflict resolution skills are essential.
Absolutely. And patience, you'll need a lot of that. There will be days when it feels like you're constantly putting out fires, dealing with demanding guests, or maybe last-minute schedule changes or unexpected messes and spills. Things happen.
Yes, because in the world of hotels, things rarely go exactly according to plan. But let's shift gears. What about the rewards? What makes all that hard work worthwhile?
For many people in this role, it's the satisfaction of creating a clean, comfortable, welcoming environment for guests. It's knowing you're playing a key role in making their stay enjoyable and memorable.
There's a real sense of pride in creating those positive experiences.
Absolutely. And beyond that, it's about leading and inspiring a team, seeing your team members grow, develop their skills, knowing you've contributed to their success.
So it's more than just managing tasks. You're building relationships and making a real impact.
Exactly. And let's not forget that sense of accomplishment that comes from overcoming those daily challenges. Each time you navigate a tricky situation or resolve a guest complaint or implement a new initiative successfully, it's a win.
It's those little victories that can really keep you going. Now, before we wrap up, I want to touch on RoleCatcher one last time. What are some key takeaways from their resources that can help someone really thrive as a housekeeping supervisor?
Well, their career guide really stresses the importance of continuous learning, not just for moving up the ladder, but for staying at the top of your game in this industry. Things are always changing.
Right. We need to keep learning, growing, adapting to those new trends and technologies.
Exactly. And their AI tools can be incredibly valuable, especially for personalizing your interview prep and tailoring your skills to those specific job requirements.
It's like having a secret weapon to boost your career. Now, as we wrap up, what's one final thought you want to leave our listeners with?
I'd say if you're looking for a career that's challenging and rewarding and full of opportunities for growth, then this might be the perfect fit for you. Being a housekeeping supervisor is a chance to lead, to inspire, and to make a real difference in this industry.
And remember, you don't have to do it alone. RoleCatcher has all the resources you need to succeed, from AI-powered tools to those insightful career guides and expert advice.
So take that leap. Embrace the challenges. Dive into the world of housekeeping supervisors. You might be surprised at how rewarding this journey can truly be.
Well said. And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the world of housekeeping supervisors. A huge thank you to our expert for all those incredible insights, and to all of you for listening. We hope you feel inspired and ready to take on the world of hospitality. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.